What's up, everyone? We are back today. New episode of Movie News. Just me today. Don't worry, Henry will be back with us shortly. Today, we're just gonna be looking through some of the big stuff that kind of some of the crazy stuff that has happened in the industry in the past few days, and just gonna talk about it. We're just break it down. The usual routine. So first, the Cinemaphiles team want to send our condolences to the family of Christopher Plummer, who I of course have behind me. He passed away just a few days ago, as of when I'm filming this. He was just double checking. Yes, February 5th, he passed away. So that is 3 days ago. And he 3 years ago and was 91 years old. Very long, respected career. Most recently, a lot of you may have seen him in Rian Johnson's mystery film Knives Out, where he was excellent as the grandfather character Harlan Thrombey. He was also the villain in Pete Docter. Yes, he's the villain in Pete Docter's animated film Up. So another film I think a lot of people know, a lot of people are aware about, and yeah, just he great guy, long career. Just Knives Out feels like it was yesterday, and it's just crazy to see an actor you know so well just leave us, unfortunately. Same with Sean Connery, Chadwick Boseman, and yeah. So just Cinemaphiles team want to extend our condolences. May he rest in peace, the great actor. If you want to check out his work, Knives Out and Up's a great place to go, but also check out Ridley Scott's film All the Money in the World, along with the film Mike Mills's film Beginners, which he won the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor for, or of course his classic The Sound of Music, which is just one of the most iconic musicals of all time. So rest in peace, Christopher Plummer. Thank you for being you and giving so much to this industry and giving so much to multiple generations, so much great work to live off of and live through. So may he rest in peace. Moving on, I guess we'll get some of the more unpredictable and more intense stuff out of the way. Jennifer Lawrence was injured while filming Adam McKay's upcoming satire "Don't Look Up." Apparently, it's some sort of explosion or yeah, it seems to be, from what reports were saying, an explosion, a small explosion nonetheless. Uh, like caused like glass or something to spray out, and she's okay. She's not too badly hurt. She's recovering, but it's definitely just it was a scary, just freak accident. It was part of the film. The explosion was like planned and coordinated. However, it appears that it went a little more than out of control, and so wishing Miss Lawrence the best. Hope she recovers well. Hope if there's anyone else who got injured on the set in the midst of it, we hope that Cinephiles again. We hope you guys are doing well, and just yeah, hope I just hope she's okay. It's the craziness of filmmaking. Something can just go wrong. Something can go right. It's just unpredictable business. So again, yeah, just hope Jennifer Lawrence is doing okay. I hope the set itself is okay, because that type of thing can throw a lot of people off rhythm. So yeah, there's that. Just hope she's doing well. She's doing well. Moving on, we'll try and brighten the mood a little bit. John M. Chu of Crazy Rich Asians fame is I believe confirmed at this point to direct an adaptation of the musical Wicked. So this is particularly exciting to me. Wicked was the I think it really is my first Broadway. Like, I saw it on stage. I think I'd been to Broadway previously, but that's the one that like I really remember, and it stands out in my memory. And just Wicked in general, just one of my favorite musicals of all time. It's also, like, let's face it, one of the most iconic musicals of all time. Like, you think Broadway, it's Les Mis and it's Wicked. That comes to people's minds. So I heard rumors they were trying to do a movie adaptation, but now I guess it's confirmed. I'm really excited that John M. Chu is suddenly just grabbing projects left and right. He was, primarily known for like action, like GI Joe, the GI Joe sequel, and so forth until Crazy Rich Asians in 2019. Now he's directing another musical, another iconic musical, In the Heights, another of my favorites. And that, if you checked out our most anticipated of 2021, that's one of me and Henry's that's one of the films we're most excited for this year. And so it seems that he's continuing down that musical route. And I know he also, at one point in time, he unfortunately had to step back due to production, like scheduling issues. He was also attached to Star Wars Project Willows, and what was the other? I think he was also out. I think he's still in talks to do a sort of Lilo and Stitch live action. I'm not sure where talks on that have gone, but it's really exciting to see him, an Asian director, just like really just boom, like hitting his stride, getting all these big roles, getting all these big projects. Wicked's going to be something that's very anticipated just again because it's worked its way into the pop culture, like just cultural in general, like dialogue. So that's going to be a really big project. I'm really excited to see who they cast as Elphaba and Galinda, excuse me. That's going to be really big castings. I think everyone's going to be like keeping eyes on. So yeah, really excited to see that alongside Stephen Chbosky's Dear Evan Hansen, where I guess we're seeing musical film adaptations. I guess that's going to become a new thing. So really excited for John M. Chu, really excited to see Wicked get adapted, and excited to see who they cast. Next, moving on, we have a few new stuff-ish from the Super Bowl this weekend. I honestly forgot it was happening. I was really checking in for any trailers or whatnot. Game was a blowout. The weekend's halftime show was definitely very interesting, very weekend of him. But we're here to talk about on just the trailer note. We had really the only one that was of note was the first look at M Night Shyamalan's film Old. The only other two releases, well, one we'll be talking about in our comic book movie news episode, which will release tomorrow. But the two main ones that really were of notice was a new look at F9, the ninth Fast and Furious film, and again, Old. On the F9 note, there's not much there. Well, that's a lie. There's one thing that's of note, and I really I remember my mouth dropped in I was just like, I thought they couldn't top themselves in this film when Dom went off the cliff and Spider-Man his car with the rope and all that, like the first F9 trailer. But then they have magnets or something. That's like I'm not gonna lie, that was a cool shot, even though I was processing. I was like, this is ridiculous. This is so over top. But it's do we expect anything less from the Fast and Furious franchise? No, we don't. It's just so, yeah, it's so crazy. It's so this film looks to be bonkers. I remember at one point Justin Lin was saying this was going to be his best action yet. I think craziest would have been another also applicable term. So yeah, really excited for F9. It's Fast and Furious is my personal guilty pleasure franchise and just set of films. So magnets, just using hauling cars left and right. You thought the Charlize Theron taking over the cars and the Fate of the Furious was crazy. I guess they're one-upping themselves yet again. So that's insane. As for Old, I really wanted a full trailer personally, but I was satisfied with the first 30 seconds of the 30-second first look that we got of it. I remember when me and Henry just covered the first day of it shooting. So it's really weird that it's just oh my gosh, how much time has passed since then that now we're getting a first look. It feels like forever ago. Or really it feels like such a short time ago. That's the more accurate way to put it. So to see this film, this very mysterious film, we didn't really know too much about it, that appears to have completed or is at least in the process of completing. Again, it's just exciting. As for the first look, I'm really intrigued. I'm also hesitant because it's M Night Shyamalan and it can go either way with him. There is no in between with M Night. Is good or bad. There's really no in between. So I'm hesitant, but it's the trailer is just very it's just classic. It sets the mood, it sets the premise, the idea. They're growing up and seems to be contained. I guess we're continuing the one location type film. They're on the beach and now weird stuff is happening. I'm very much gonna be seeing this. I think they said July. Hopefully, knock on wood. The theater situation is the theater and just COVID situation in general is a little more under control. and so we could see this in theaters because I think this is this one is going to be one to experience in theaters, just to have the thrill, that like shock, that like collective, like I guess gasp or whatnot from the audiences, like as they get the rug pulled out from under them. I'm hoping M Night goes back to his Sixth Sense type thing. He read a graphic novel, and that's what this film is based on. And he said like he could have put it down. He's like he just knew implicitly he had to make a movie about this. So I'm excited about when that type of passion is like just displayed, and there's feel like no, I have to do this. That's a that's at least a good like sign, at least at the forefront. Yeah, I enjoyed this first like they're growing, and it seems to be taking place over a day. I think it's gonna be a chaotic movie. I feel like it's gonna be like the Us 2021, like that one film everyone's like, what's going on? Like everyone's also like all collectively wants to see, even though it's like a horror film. That's gonna be a good time. It's gonna be interesting. And we're gonna end off now. I think it kind of wraps up most of the news, but I think we're gonna wrap up now with Chloe Zhao of the writer and the writer fame and upcoming films Nomadland and Marvel's Eternals, is apparently directing a quote sci-fi western interpretation of Dracula, which is, you know what, like hell, why the hell not? You know, it's, again, I keep going back to this example, but like this channel has covered so many like wacky, like unexpected film pitches, and there's some that we didn't even get a chance to discuss on the channel that like we just see online. But like if Spike Lee is going to be making a musical about Viagra, then you know what, Chloe Zhao, you Chloe Zhao in general. If she put her name on the film, I'm excited. I haven't seen any of your films, but I also just know by reputation and the way she's just grown to the film industry. Like if she wants to direct a sci-fi western Dracula, then by all means direct this version of Dracula. I think that's gonna be great. Excited to see Nomadland, and like Nomadland and Eternals already seem so different from each other. To add in this Dracula pitch, it's gonna be good. Her and John M. Chu, both Asian directors, which means a lot to me as aspiring director myself. So to see them just starting to grab like these crazier projects and just grabbing like to have this momentum, like that's always really exciting. You always want to go be like, where are you gonna go next? Where are you gonna go next? What are you gonna do next? Very similar to like Robert Eggers of Witch and Lighthouse fame. So that's gonna be very exciting. Uh, yeah, I've used that word a lot, but like it's just, I think because the industry is slowly just like coming back to like some form of normalcy, or they're modifying. It's always just nice to be like look forward to something. I always try and look forward to something in spite of these times. Is there anything? Oh, one last Super Bowl first look, or not really first look, the trailer, but Ryan the Last Dragon. I'm excited to see. I'm a little wary because it appears that Disney Plus is doing their premiere access nonsense like they did with Mulan 2020, which I'm like, Dan, really, just do what you did with Soul. Soul turned out fine, but I'm digging the vibe. I'm so happy Kelly Marie Tran is in the film. I'm so happy she too is gaining some momentum, and just going along with this theme of like Asian like personas. We got Shang-Chi coming out later this year. I'm like, it's really exciting to see like a lot of this is getting channeled. A lot of this is being put forward. I'm very excited to see. I'm very excited. Gosh, I can't think off the top of my head when Raya is coming out. I think next month or something. But Raya looks good. All of this looks good. Raya looks good. Chloe Zhao's trajectory looks good. John M. Chu and Wicked in the Heights looks great. So I don't see why he wouldn't do bad there. Old, cautiously excited, but we're here for it. We're here for it. And then, of course, finally, again, hope the family of Christopher Plummer is doing okay. Jennifer Lawrence and the rest of the Don't Look Up set and crew is doing okay. And just, again, we extend our condolences, and we hope, we sympathize, we empathize, and we hope everyone's doing okay. And I think that wraps it up. I think that wraps up our movie news section. Check back later in the week. We'll be doing new spotlight on. You'll just have to see who it is. Our new comic book news episode. A lot of stuff happening in that area. New fan casting, and of course, new reviews always. So Take care and peace out.